What are the things that makes a woman beautiful these days? In this video, I'm gonna cover this subject, but I need to let you know I'm not an expert and I'm just speaking from my own perspective as a man, and also from other perspectives I've seen people prefer. It's more like a personal opinion. It is in my opinion, and it's not what the mainstream media portrays to you. So if you want to hear something different and you're curious, stick around. And I have another disclaimer to make. We can disagree and still be friends. Let's see now what people and society says is attractive about a woman. And here we're speaking probably mostly about traits beside the physical aspect and the beautiful aspect of a woman. So in the mainstream media, mostly people will portray a woman to be beautiful if she's successful, if she has a high-paying job, she has a nice career, if she has maybe a large group of friends that she goes out every weekend and hangs out and goes to I don't know which kind of parties or travel all the time, that she has like a lot of responsibility and she's some kind of boss woman, that she has maybe 1 or 2 universities or a master degrees, that it needs to be like very smart or very good looking, being independent and not needing a man, not being vulnerable, traveling maybe a bit more than is needed, living her best life, all the time going to restaurants and pubs and drinking and having fun. So in my opinion, so if I'm not wrong, this is what society portrays a beautiful woman is. And beautiful here I mean like character attributes, like how I said, jobs, and that is what is promoted on mainstream media, that a successful woman should be like. But I'm here to tell you that everything here is actually upside down. Men don't really care about your career or your money. In most of the cases, in 90% of the cases, men don't care about that. Men are not looking for the prettiest, the most beautiful woman either. There is a saying, if she's too beautiful, she's not just yours. It's to the whole world. And here I don't mean in any degrading way or something, but in the sense that when she is like that, she will be entitled, she will have many opportunities, and it's very hard to be with a regular man or even a man on her level, because she'll have so many opportunities, she might not end up being your woman. And I'm not saying here like necessarily like multiple partners or something. I'm just saying in general, because it will be hard for the man to provide her with all the opportunities that she can get herself being in that position. So men, they are not looking for the best looking, the most attractive woman. If they can get this kind of woman, and the woman, she's also loyal to them, and she will be able to resist all these other temptation, that's a bonus and is not excluded. Men are also looking for more simple, more vulnerable women. And I'm not saying here vulnerable in the sense of them to be taken advantage of other men, because they should know how to discern and choose a man that will not do that. Men prefer a woman that she's more soft, that she's not so rigid, that she not been through a lot of experiences and things. Because of those experiences, she will not be able to appreciate the small things that a man can give her. And maybe this is the man that she has the most compatibility with her, but by the time she will reach this man, it might be too late. Now I know as men, we also play a role in this, and I think at one point, every man at one point in his life, he might have ruined, let's say, a good girl. He might done her wrong, and without no reason. And of course, it was not maybe the woman's fault or her choice. It just happened. We all do mistakes. In the same time, I think all the women at some point in their lives, or most of them, they did the same to a man or to more men. like they just ruined that good man at one point. And and I'm really not trying to point fingers here. What I'm saying is here, hurt people hurts people, and we all do mistakes, and we are probably, both of us, men and women, contributed to this hurt of each other that is still going on. Now let's break now one by one the things that I just said about a successful woman, and you are gonna see they're almost inverted. Everything what society and mass media promotes, it's actually the opposite of what a man, or a real man, or a good man, or a provider, or a man that you will like, and a man that will not hurt you. This is what he actually will value, not what they portray you in mass media, not what Kim Kardashian will tell you. Now, holidays. This is, I know, is a big one in the sense that I know everyone deserves to go in a nice holiday, experience the world, see nice places, and so on. But when the women, they go in, I don't know how to put it, in too many holidays, when they are solo travelers, when they are having this lifestyle and they don't have a partner, it's a man is immediately put off by that, especially if he sees your Instagram and it's full of pictures with you in holidays in different locations and things like that. Or another thing I seen on dating apps, some girls, they have like 40 countries and still counting. And maybe there is somewhere a good man that I think you will have maybe a good compatibility with him, but maybe he been in 5 countries or 10, you get me? And he'll immediately be put off by that. Now, traveling is not bad in itself, but why, when it's about women's traveling, is worse? We all been to holidays and we've seen what is happening in holidays. We've seen the hookup culture that's happening in holidays. Everyone hooks up with everyone having adventures, and many times it's even worse than in your country, or because you feel like nobody knows you, and nice vibes, alcohol, sunshine, when we all know what's happening. Now, I'm not saying all the women that go and solo travel, they are solo travelers, they do this. But many cases, and many of them, they are. And how do I know this? I just seen it in holidays, what's happening. And in most cases, the majority of the cases, is mostly like this. Now, let's say it's 70% that does this and 30% does not. So maybe you are one of those 30%. But just because of this, the man will judge, or not he'll judge, he will not take the risk to think you are part of those good girls. Especially you being in 40 holidays. And maybe he been in one and he seen what happened there. He can only imagine what can happen in 40 holidays, if you get me. So try to not get too much, attacked by this, but it is what it is. I can understand maybe these solo travelers, women, they can find maybe other men that they are also solo travelers, and they seen maybe more countries than them, and they will be a good match for each other. But in many cases, it's not happening, because in many cases, men works hard to go to those holidays or to be on that yacht. They need to have a business or to work hard or save money and so on. And again, I'm not saying all the women do this. There are some women that they have their own money and they don't need money for a man, but some, they are sponsored by other men. That's why they can afford to go on so many holidays. But again, I'm not saying it's all the cases, but I think a big chunk of it is like this. So the problem is, if you are a solo traveler, and also if maybe men sponsors you and things like that, it's harder for you to find that man that will be at your level. I hope you get the idea. Another thing is girls that party all the time, that they are too sociable, too bubbly, too extroverted, that you see them all the time in pubs and, girls' nights out and things like that. It's a very big turn off for men. As much as a woman will want to portray that she is just friendly and she is sociable, for the man that will look more like she's looking for attention. Or another thing is, when you look on social media or on dating apps and you see the girls with the drink in their hand, and okay, maybe one picture and the rest of the pictures they looking normal in different other scenarios, maybe it's okay. But there are other girls that they have maybe 5-6 pictures in different places all the time with a drink in their hand. What do you think this signals to a good man? Do you think he will appreciate or he will think about, oh, I'm gonna marry this woman? Again, I'm not saying if you go once in a pub, once in a while, and maybe it happened to take a picture and you just posted that, but your social media presence or your dating profile should show there a bit of your lifestyle and a bit of what you wear and how you spend your time. And if from 6 pictures you have 4 with partying and drinking, a good man, I think, will dismiss you. And I'm not being rude, it's just the truth, What kind of man do you think you will attract with this kind of pictures? Or let's not say also if you are maybe half naked or things like that. What kind of man you think you will attract? Now, I'm gonna assume you're gonna want a man that is like this. A man that he's on his purpose. A man that maybe works on something, maybe his business or his side hustle, or even his hobby, but he's all the time doing something. He's not wasting time. He's not on social media too much. He's not wasting time with bad friendships or partying or smoking too much. He's maybe also on the physical aspect, he's taller than you, maybe he's handsome, maybe he dresses well, maybe he has good manners, he speaks nice, he has something going for himself, he's mature, he knows how to lead you but without controlling you, he cares for you, he has serious thoughts for future, so he's thinking when he's dating, maybe he's dating to marry, he's not dating to fuck. And let's say, I'm assuming this is the man you want. Maybe he also has a business, maybe he has money, maybe he's a provider, maybe he's like, I think this is the man that you kind of want to attract in your life. But with you having the things we just spoke about, this man will definitely not take you serious. They might like to date you for a while and just that. As a disclaimer, I'm not saying I am this man, but I'm working on becoming it. And this is not about me, it's just about the subject, but you get the idea. So now we've seen what society portrays a successful woman is. We've seen how she shouldn't be. We've seen what kind of man this woman would like to attract, and now we're gonna see what this kind of man that you wants. What are the things that makes beautiful a woman in the eyes of a high value man? Now again, this is my personal opinion. This is also a bit what I see online and from other high value people that I'm looking up to. Okay, so let's begin. She needs to be pretty, but not the most beautiful, not the prettiest, not the most sexy woman. As long as she has a nice character, men, high value men will see that and will take that over looks anytime. Now, how I said, if the woman, she's really good looking and she also has a very good character, that's a bonus. It doesn't need to be slim as a mannequin or to have the perfect proportions, as long, again, as she has a nice character and other high value qualities. It will be good not to be overweight either. And another thing is, I think most of us men prefer curvy women if it's possible. But there is a difference because, and without not any disrespect, some women, they are a bit or more overweight, and they are calling themselves curvy, and they're not. It's a big difference. I just wanted to say this, and believe me, it's not like body shaming or something. It's just you need to be sometimes real with yourself. Like I'm real with myself. I'm not where I want to be. I'm not the best looking. I'm not. My business is not where it should be. I don't have enough money. I'm working towards it, but I'm very honest with me, because when I'm honest, I can work on solving the problems that I have. So that's why I'm saying this. It's not body shaming. What I'm saying now is just be real with you, and then work yourself, because you have an opportunity now, because you are not what you proclaim yourself to be, but you have the opportunity to become that once you acknowledge what you are. But how I said, if you have a nice character and you are a very nice person and you have other skills and other qualities that a high value man might appreciate on you, it might not matter. Woman fashion. I think high value men, they don't really care about woman fashion. Now, I'm not saying you dressing really bad, but as long as you're normal, you can be classic or just normal or casual or things like that, but it's not a big important thing as women thinks it is. Now about makeup, eyelashes, hair extensions, very big nails, BBL, silicone, Botox, acid, big lips. Men or high value men don't really like these things. They don't prefer them, even if it looks like they do. I personally think high value men, they are not really interested in these things. They might be just for a while, but they definitely don't think, oh, I'm gonna wife this girl that has all this what I just mentioned. And in many cases, high value men, they don't even like too much makeup on their girlfriends or or wives or whatever. Again, I'm speaking here about high value men that maybe want something serious, a family, kids, long-term relationship, marriage. We're not speaking now about people that, or men that they just want to have fun. Real men wants real women, that they are soft-spoken, that they are kind-hearted, that they are submissive, and they are as natural as it can be. And if it's possible, with no social media, or with social media on private, and with very decent pictures on that social media. Not with indecent pictures or at many parties with a lot of alcohol around them. That's not what real men wants. I would go even a bit further and say that high value men, they might not like even tattoo. If it's excessive tattoos on the body, excessive modification, too much piercings, and things like that, I don't think high value men prefers that. I'm not saying, if you maybe have a very good character, very good qualities, and you manage to bond with someone, these things they might perish in that moment. All these judgments or stereotypes will dissolve. But this is a rare case. It's not what the majority wants. It's not what in general happens, or it's not the majority's preference. So I'm not saying there are not exceptions from the rules. There is. I'm not saying it's just how I say it. It can be in any other way as well, but we're speaking about the majority here. So for example, I have some tattoos as well. And as a man, it's different, because they say tattoos on a man is like the dirt on a Jeep, like on an off-road car. The off-road cars, when you go off-road with them and they are full of mud, those cars still looks good when they are like that, So a muddy car, an off-road car full of mud and dust on it, it looks cool. But you don't put stickers on a Lamborghini. So that means tattoos on a woman is different. Like a woman will look in many cases much, much, much better with a clean skin, with not any tattoo. This is in my opinion and in the majority of high-value men's opinion. Again, there are exceptions from the rule. But even in my case as a man, sometimes, so I don't regret them, because past is not to be regret, it's to learn the lessons from and move on. But if I would go back in time, I would not do my tattoos again. I would just invest that money in a course, in a business. I would go in a holiday better for the money that I paid on my tattoos. This is my thinking now. This was not my thinking when I done my tattoo. So this value man also, he will want a woman that believes in him, that will want to follow him, that she will want to get into his things, that she will want to take on his hobbies if it's possible, his business, to maybe help him in his business, help him in his hobbies, or do things together with him. I think this is what a high value man wants, because he's focused on building something. He needs someone to help build with him, not someone that will be his competitor, not someone that will do something different than what he does, and after everyone goes sideways. Again, there is exceptions from the rules, but I think it is preferable both to have a common vision, especially when it's about family, business, making money, even hobbies. If they have a common vision on these aspects of life, it's like the relationship is more guaranteed to work out because they have things to bond over. He wants a woman that doesn't want to be his equal, a woman that wants to be led, to be inspired by him. He wants to be respected. He wants a woman that wants to be a mother, because this is a big thing. These days, a lot of women, they don't want to be mothers anymore. They will say they want 1 or 2 kids, but they will have certain requirements. They will be like, they won't really do everything that a mother should do, or they will have a more different approach to this. He doesn't want a woman that shouts or nag him. And instead of having hobbies like going out and partying and drinking and other modern things, the high value man, in my opinion, I think he will want a woman that has hobbies like reading, that maybe doing something with her hands, a craft with her hands, or painting, or singing, doing sport. I think a high value man would rather appreciate this kind of hobbies instead of smoking, drinking, partying, raving, going holidays all the time and other things. A high value man might be also interested if you found God, if you are spiritual, if you are kind, if you are humble, if you can instill discipline in your kids. Or in general, when a man sees a woman that all she does is goes to work, comes back, Netflix and chill, eating, not working out, being lazy, being a potato couch, and scrolling on social media and nothing else, this man will think, how can this woman be a mother for my children? How can she instill discipline in them? How can she educate them? Because when you're going to have the kid and you're going to say, read because it's good for you, and he never saw his mother or his father reading, the kid will not read as well. If the parents will say, clean your room or be disciplined, but if it doesn't see that if the kid doesn't see this in their other parents will not do that. If she's not working out, if she's not reading, if she doesn't have a hobby, if she seeks too much attention and validation, the man again will say, it will make him think, is this the woman that I want for the rest of my life? If I will marry her, will she be able to instill discipline in my kids if she can't discipline herself? Will the kids leave the tablet down and go and play outside, or go and do a sport when all they see is their mother with the phone in their hand scrolling on social media? What do you think? Am I wrong? Am I too exaggerated? Or this is just normal basic stuff? How many of these things are you doing wrong? I acknowledge both parties are at fault, man and woman. We all hurt each other. Man hurt woman, woman hurts man, hurt people. We do mistakes and we redeem ourselves in many cases, and we change, and this is a good thing. But what I would suggest and advise, if you are not doing this already, is go and find God either you're a man or a woman, go and find your spirituality. Go and find God. He is the only one who can help us in the stage where the world is at this moment. Someone said, what kind of man or woman are you if you cannot give 2 hours of your life to the one who created you per week? So you can't give 2 hours per week to go to church on a Sunday to your creator, the one who created you. What kind of man or woman are you? Me personally, I go to church for the past 4 years, sometimes once a week, sometimes twice, sometimes I skip if I'm busy, but I've been the most consistent I ever been. I even took a Bible study that usually these are given for free. Churches gives you Bible studies for free so you can understand God, to understand how to have a relationship with Him. And you need this because you're starting from ground zero, and Bible is a very heavy book. And it might be the same probably with other religions. You might find people that gives you studies about your specific religion. Go and take those studies. What I'm saying is be humble enough and receptive enough to try these things. Like you tried alcohol, smoking, cigarettes, drugs maybe. You tried not working out, doing bad things, not eating healthy. You tried being lazy and scrolling and watching Netflix. Why not try now God? Why not give a chance to God, your creator? Just try it, and if it's not worth it, I will give you your money back. I don't know if you stayed until the end, but I want to thank you. I hope you don't take this message as me having something against women. This message is purely with good intention. What I want is to try to stop hurting each other, try to explain that what I think, in my personal opinion, majority of the men want, and especially the high value men, because the more high value they are, the more money they have, the better they look. They have higher standards, and they don't have higher standards in beauty as you think with BBL, Botox and whatever. Yeah, they have higher standards in the qualities that a woman has, because a high value man, that a man that found God, that has money, that is on his purpose, that has a business, that's discipline, that he caught all the vices out. A man like this will want a family, will want a woman ride or die, he will want a wife. And these are the qualities that we want to see in women. Now, I'm not saying women are perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. This video is not about me. It's not even about you as a woman. It's more an opinion. It's more, I think everyone should speak their opinions, even if it's good or bad, because this is how we're going to change the world. Because if you think about, if me, that I'm not there yet, I'm going to get there, even if me, I agree with these things, what about someone that's at a very high level? What do you think? Do you don't think he has the same standards or much, much more? In the future, I will come with a part what makes a man attractive to women. So I will bring you also the male version. What makes the male version attractive to the high value women? But be careful, because high value women is not what mainstream media portrays. Take care, and thank you very much for watching.